Here you go, Justin. Had a blast talking with you on 10 meters this evening. What a trip. This video is edited quite a bit because it was way too long. So what I did was I cropped out most of me talking because I can't stand listening to myself talk. I get diarrhea of the mouth, and often my brain is 2 steps ahead of my mouth. So in fact, a couple times my Palstar AT5K, I called that my antenna, which is my antenna tuner. What a moron, I tell you. But enjoy the video, buddy.
Yeah, but what is interesting to me, I have multiple antennas set up on 8 different towers here, and what I'm watching is I don't get on air very often. I set up this stuff, and there are other people that get on this equipment, but when I'm looking at your signal report, and I'm switching back and forth here between the quad antenna. This is a quad. And this quad antenna is up at 32 feet. It's a 4-element quad on an 18.5-foot boom. I have a 70-foot halfway vertical up on a tower, and your signal on the halfway vertical is there is no signal. Just to give you an idea, a lot of we're working ground waves, so to give people an idea, the difference between vertical and horizontal and being on the right polarity, it all matters. A lot of people don't want to put up towers and rotators and things like that. It takes time and money, but if I was on that half wave up at 70 feet, I wouldn't even be able to talk to you.
Okay, whatever you're talking on right now. Yeah, between 5 and 6 S units down here near Pittsburgh. But like I said, the beam is clear, and I can hear every word you say. Yeah, but I didn't want to put up. I guess I could put up towers and everything in my yard, but that would entail me of cutting down trees and making it look like an eyesore. So I want to do something a little bit stealthy. And I tell you what, that black wire, you got to look for it really, really hard to see it up in the trees. But I wanted a one-size shoe-fits-all antenna. And, of course, I'm using my Palstar AT5K antenna tuner. And I'll tell you what, with that 4-to-1 balun out there, I can talk all bands. It's great. Of course, it's more tuned for 160. In fact, when I first built the antenna, it was 550 feet long. But that put me a little bit resonance out of band. It was like down there 1,700. Says when I cut about roughly 19 feet off, we're up to about 535 feet long. So that's what it's really meant for. I want a good 160 meter antenna. But icing on a cake, I haven't tried it on 20 yet, but 40, 80, and up here on 10. That's crazy that I'm talking on antenna. It's 535 feet long. And it seems to be working good no matter where I go. But that's a beauty of the 4-to-1 balun and this Palstar AT5K antenna. So one size shoe fits all antenna, all the bands. Maybe it's not as good as like a beam, like a quad. Pointed out your way, but it seems to do the trick everywhere I go.
Hey, I had a ham come in here to the amateur radio room. Just give me your rundown of your equipment again, and go ahead again with your rundown of your radio and your antenna that you're using, so I can let him hear the difference between the different antennas that I have set up here.
Okay, while you're listening, hello there in the background. This is AC3KP Ken down here 12 miles southwest of downtown Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Right now, I'll start from the beginning. This is an Electro Voice RE320 microphone, and that feeds into my computer, which runs by VST software. It's Cakewalk by blab. That's audio processing software. And then I run that into, it's called Thetis software, which runs along with my Non 7000 DLE Mark II. These Apache Labs Non 7000 DLE Mark II. And then I pipe that into an Ameritron ALEDB. Right now doing about 760 watts. And that signal goes down to my Palstar AT5K antenna. And then from out there, coax fed up into my 4-to-1 balun. And out of that 4-to-1 balun, it's 535 feet of wire strung up through the trees in my backyard. It's like a big rectangle. But that's the rundown. AC3KP.
Yeah, thanks for the rundown. You're 47 miles away. And I wanted to show him on the 7610, unlike, the Kenwood 890 or the 990s into the filtering system, looking at the filtering system on a 7610, you got 3 settings, and you can switch your filtering. You can go down to narrow, and then like medium, and then wide, and you can do it real quick. And I like to show people, just even at 3 kilohertz on the receive, how it can change the signal. And then switching from the half wave up at 70 feet, and then over to the quad antenna, the 18.5-foot boom quad beamed up towards the north, towards Pittsburgh. It's taking a signal from no signal to almost plus 10. I mean, you're getting into the red, on the quad versus the vertical, being that we're not on the same polarity. But a lot of people, you have to show them the difference. What it comes down to is antenna, and if you want to get really into that hi-fi audio, you really need a great radio and a good receiver and stuff like that, like you have there. It's just amazing what it does. I mean, it really comes down to antennas and modern technology. I mean, it's just amazing how things work when you have everything set up right. Yeah, I appreciate it because, there for a while I was running, up to legal limit, but I did knock it down to, it looks like it's hitting maybe about 1300 watts. It was up around legal limit, and I do tune it up pretty good. I have a scope here that I look into, and something about this radio, too, on the 7610 that I've noticed, with this microphone, the SM-50, the mic gain, it's amplified. This microphone's amplified, so you got to keep the mic gain low. And I've noticed running the amplifier somewhere right around down around 6% up to maybe about 12. You start creeping up over 12%, it starts to maybe splatter a little bit. It can get pretty bad. I don't know why that is. It's just probably just the amplification in the microphone that ICOM made. But if you start listening to a lot of guys on the 7300s and 7610s with this microphone, I don't think they ever look at a scope to see their waveform. And, they'll have it set up around like 35 and 50%. And if you listen, I've listened for years, and, when the 7300s were out and the 7610s, they'll sound almost, overdriven most of the time.
Yeah, you gotta really watch what you're doing. I know a lot of hams out there swear. I trust me. I understand on 20 meters or 40 meters when it's really, really busy. Those guys, they'll stick to the default setting on the ICOM, low 100, high 2900. But I've seen routinely, I can see on my screen that they're trying to run 2900. But there's just so much intermodulation distortion. Something's out of whack. I don't know if they're trying to push their audio or overdrive their amplifier. It bleeds out so bad, by the time it hits the air, every bit of 6 kcy blowing out the side. So, right now, up on my screen right now, that's what I'm recording right now. I'm trying to narrate my own recording right now. My ALC, right now, I have a bumping 0 dB. It might go from -1 to 0. I have a leveler control on here, as you'll see if you choose to watch this video. Everything was well within check, -4 dB on a leveler. And I'm running my amplifier well within specifications. I think they said this amplifier might be a 1,000-watt amplifier, but I'm only doing 760 watts, and very conservative on the audio. And cleanliness on air is the most important thing to me. If somebody can't hear what I'm saying, no big deal. I don't have anything important to say anyhow. Just as long as my signal is super clean. But, you definitely have to be careful. Like I said, I've seen some guys trying to run that 2900, but it blows out the side. So you have to get a real fine balance of all, in the audio chain if you don't want to overdrive any certain stage. Like I said, if your amplifier is too hot, your microphone is too hot, I got to back that down. Just your ALCs. There's a real fine balance of the entire chain there. Anyhow, that's why I try to tell some new operators. I know it's a lot to understand there, but you got to get that fine balance with everything.
Well, they're not looking at a scope, and I tell you what, it takes a lot of time to learn a lot of things about this hobby, and it's taken me some time to figure out a lot of stuff. And when you're going into an amplifier, you need to be looking at a scope, because every increment of audio adjustment is changing things. And then if you're not loading up properly and adjusting your plate, using tubes, whatever you're using, you got the 3-500. I'm using a pair of ceramic tubes, and they still need to be tuned properly. And if they're not tuned properly, you can see all this in your waveform, and people don't understand. Sometimes there's no use of even talking about it. Yeah, I'm using the Meritron AL800H, and this amplifier, when I set it up into a dummy load, this amplifier with these two tubes, with the nice 1-to-1 SWR, it'll do about 2,400 watts, okay, into the dummy load. And you can run it, 1,500, legal limit. It'll load all day, like right now, like at 1,000, 1,200. And you got some headroom there too. I think I'm only driving it with about 28 watts PEP.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, running with things well within spec. Yeah, another thing at least my rule of thumb is, let's just say this, if you want to run 1,000 watts, get something that is capable of doing 2,000 rather than having something like my Meritron ALB and try to crank things up to get that 1,000. That's just my personal philosophy. That way everything runs nice and cool, clean. Like I said, just loaf it right along, lots of headroom. But that's my wacky philosophy.
Yeah, the hobby's a lot of fun when you have everything pieced together right. But I messed around. I have a AL80B here for sale. I have it on. It's set up for 240 volt, and it's hooked up that way. And I have it on Facebook, and I've been trying to get rid of it, but everybody wants it hooked up for 120. So I guess I'm going to have to change it back over. But what I've noticed about that amp, I've had that amp since cycle 24, and that amplifier, like you just said, to operate it clean. 750 max, but 500 to 750 on the peaks.
Right. I've never been one to. The last thing I look at is my watt meter. Honest to God, like I glance over right now, just make sure everything's running fine. My SWR reflective power is fine, but I've never been a fan of really pushing things. But right now it's wired for 120 volts. I never even consider. I have 220 in my shop here, but I never considered putting it into 220. But right now it's just running on 120. It seems to be doing fine.
I went down on 40 meters. I work a lot of 40, and that amplifier works good down. It works really good on 40 and 20. It works good on 17. You start to get up around 12. And 10 meters, it kind of drops off a little bit. You start pushing it. But down on 40 meters, I put a brand new tube in there. Maybe, it wasn't this spring, it was the other spring. Maybe spring of 24. I put a brand new tube in there. And there's nothing wrong with the tube that was in it, but I just figured maybe for, to sell it, maybe someone would buy it, with a brand new tube. But I'm still sitting on it. Probably close to 2 years now. But that amplifier it'll put out about 1,200 watts with that brand new tube, tuned up and hitting it pretty hard. It will do 12 on 40, but I'll drop it back where I drive it, maybe around like about 800, 750 there, 750, 800 on the peaks on 400 on 40 meters. But I know when I come up on 10, it seems like you got to really run a lot of power to drive the amplifier. Have you noticed that?
Actually, right now, hold on, let me see here. Oh my gosh, I probably have to end this recording soon. Let me see here. The recording is going on almost 19 minutes. Wait, hang on here. Okay, up on the screen, I'm going to click my forward power. Right now, I'm driving it with 1, 2, maybe like 60 watts, 60 watts, 1, 2, 3. You'll see the watt meter flashing between 54, bump my up down 60. And right now, I'm seeing 700. And I'm looking at my digital watt meter, 759 watts out of it. But no, it seems to be being tuned pretty good. Now, on my software, I can set the gain setting per band. It's all default right now, but no, actually I see pretty much across the band, every band from 160, 80, and up here. I'm kind of, surprised here. I'm surprised to begin with that this 160 meter loop is getting good on 10 meters here. But right around like 50 to 60 watts is getting me 770 watts right now.
Maybe it's a good amplifier. Maybe it's better than the one that I have. That's pretty good. I mean, it seems like it's pretty average throughout the bands. Yeah, I would say your antenna is working pretty well. You know, I've listened to a lot of stations over time, and I'm up here by the Seven Springs Ski Resort, you know, up on top of the Laurel Highlands on the western side of the Laurel Highlands, getting pretty close to 3,000 feet. So, you know, when I hear people down around Pittsburgh, north of Pittsburgh, and if you can hear them, you know, close to an S9 plus like you are, you're doing pretty good. I think you have things set up there pretty well, and it should work real good for DX. Have you had a lot of luck with it? Well, you have a lot of wire out there too. Let me, I'll go and show you what happens on the vertical side. I mean, it's real bad. And back over here to the horizontal side on the 4-element quad at 32 feet on an 18.5-foot boom. So probably a big difference on your receiver.
Oh my God! Yeah, it was night and day. You went down to practically nothing. I think my S meter. I got that actually 3 S meters up on the screen. You'll see it, but the 1 S meter went down to 0. I could just barely hear a voice out there, and you click that switch. Heard you click that and then bang right back up, and you're about like 6 S units. That's on the conservative S meter here. So huge difference.
Yeah, the only way to really explain this to people is you need them to come over to your place and show them what really goes on. I mean, it is. It's an amazing hobby. I mean, this cycle 25 has really got me back into it too, because it's almost every day too, and there's people there. That cycle 24, there wasn't all that many people. 23 and 22 was good, but this 25 is really shaping up to be an awesome cycle. I mean, it's every single day, strong signals from all around the world. It's just, I mean, it is awesome. Yeah, that's right. You got it. Are you doing a demonstration on the ANON radio?
No, not right now. No, I guess I could do a demonstration on it. See, I have 2 YouTube channels. I'm not going to say what the other was on air here. That's where I do all my silly, crazy radio stuff. But on this one, I'm going to upload it to my AC3KP ham radio recording. So it'll just be the recording. But like I said, you'll see everything on the screen here. It's pretty amazing. You'll get a shot of the Thetis software up on the screen, but everything like right now, hold on here. I'm going to go down to my audio processing, show you a couple things on the screen. It'll make more sense when you see it. I have some of my meters up on the screen, and some of my plugins you'll see here, like my active compression. Hold on here. What else? We've got a VU meters up on the screen. Hold on, FT8 stereo is my active compressor up on the screen. So I like to do this so there's nothing hidden here. Everything is visible. Everything I talk on is all up on the screen for everybody to see. But so with that said, I better let me end this recording. Give me a little bit of time to upload this, and then like I said, check back. It's AC3KP ham radio recordings. And I'm glad I got that call sign right. I'll just put this up on, I'll label this, just with your call sign, KB3, November Zulu Uniform, Justin, 10 meters. That's probably what I'll call it. But I should get a move on here anyhow. What time is it getting to be? It is 6:36. And my wife got home a little bit ago. I got to see what she's doing up there. And then Justin, this has been a blast. This is a real treat. Thanks for the long QSO here. It's also helped me check things out, make sure everything's working here in 10 meters. I'm looking over my shoulder to my Palstar AT5K antenna tuner, and the reflect meter is not even budging. And everything seems to be rock and rolling up here in 10 meters on this 535-foot long antenna. But enough of me babbling here. Justin, once again, sir, thank you for this great contact. This has been a blast. Maybe we'll hook up again sometime. And then, anyhow, when you watch this video, feel free to leave a comment on that video area. But, yeah, give me a little bit of time to edit it, and I'll get it posted up there. AC3KP.
Okay, Ken, yeah, get that edited, and I'll take a look at it. Sounds like a lot of fun you're having tonight. And, hey, we'll say 7.3s, and hey, we could talk all night long. I know the wife got home there, and yeah, I need to eat too myself, and a little bit past dinner time here for myself, and I should probably take a break and have a little bit something to eat. But yeah, we could talk about the repeaters that I have here located. I have a 6-meter repeater, 2-meter repeater, and a 1 1/4 repeater. So something you can always try out sometime. And we could try out different bands. And wow, just imagine what 160 meters would sound like on ground wave. Probably probably 20, 40 over, maybe stronger. So something to try out some other time. All right there, Ken. AC3KP, KB3NZU, top of the Laurel Highlands, 7.3s.